Another day, another chance to get rich. Is the bull market for XRP almost here? Many people think that it will start going up in value soon, even though the current prices don't show that. But why is everyone so excited? Watch this whole video. Let's get right to it, without further ado. Nota bene. In the huge world of cryptocurrencies, many of them can seem hard to understand or pointless. But Ripple stands out because it tries to give something useful in a sea of tokens that aren't very good or trustworthy. Ripple, which is also known as XRP, has taken a unique approach to the crypto space. Being a digital cash isn't the only thing it does. Instead, it gives people around the world a way to make safe and quick deals. Ripple is different from many other cryptocurrencies because it focuses on being useful in the real world and works with banks to form relationships. People are talking about the role of cryptocurrencies in mainstream finance because of the focus on how they can be used in the real world and in the standard financial system. Ripple was created by OpenCoin in 2012, and it later changed its name to Ripple Labs. It uses a ledger called blockchain and has its own digital currency called XRP. Ripple's main goal is to make it easy and cheap for banks and other financial institutions to do business across borders. Ripple is different from some other cryptocurrencies because it works on helping the traditional financial sector by making it faster and cheaper to send money between countries. And even though it has big plans for the payment sector, this transaction-focused coin is still 83% less valuable than it was at its highest point. Unfortunately, its worth has gone up by a huge 90% just in the year 2023. Should people buy Ripple now that the price is low? How high can the XRP coin price go in the future? Let's talk about some of the most important things you need to know. In fact, the financial services business is known for having a lot of complicated rules. With the rise of digital tokens, however, a new situation has arisen. There is some legal gray area when it comes to whether or not cryptocurrencies are securities. Because of this lack of clarity, it's not clear whether a certain coin meets the requirements for being a security. Another problem is that standard rules for regulating things don't always work well with digital assets because they are so complicated. Because of this, there is still a lot of disagreement and uncertainty about how to classify and control different cryptocurrencies. Uncertainty can change how these tokens are traded, taxed, or regulated by the government, which makes the business less clear. As the space changes, the regulatory groups are still working on making clearer rules to deal with these problems. The Stocks and Exchange Commission sued Ripple and its two top executives in December 2020, saying that Ripple's XRP tokens were stocks that had not been registered with the SEC. But, after 3 years, it looks like the problem has been solved. A court said that Ripple did not break any securities rules when it issued securities that were not registered. The Securities and Exchange Commission also failed in its efforts to appeal this decision. This decision is a big deal in the legal fight because it gives Ripple a good result when it comes to how it is classified under securities laws. Without a doubt, managing the regulatory unknowns in the crypto space is still hard. As with any new technology, laws and rules are always changing, which has an effect on the crypto environment. Even though Ripple's recent court wins are big, the rules and regulations could still cause problems in the future. The Ripple community's work to support their chosen payment system, on the other hand, could be very important in protecting its future. Ripple might be able to handle any problems that come up in the future with the help of community support and efforts to ease regulatory worries. By teaming up with a number of banks and other financial institutions, Ripple has made big steps forward in its usage. Over 100 banking companies around the world have joined forces with Ripple through its network, called RippleNet. Banks like Santander, Senpi, Banco Rendimento, and Industrial Bank are well-known names on this list. With these agreements, Ripple has shown that it can get big names in the financial world to use its technology to make cross-border transactions faster and cheaper. Working with such reputable organizations not only backs up Ripple's answers, but also shows that its services are becoming more accepted and used in the traditional financial sector. An interesting possibility is that big banks like JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America could use Ripple's network to make deals. Recent court wins for Ripple against the Securities and Exchange Commission may have made big players more confident in XRP Ripple. The end of legal fights could make people more confident in Ripple's technology and its ability to follow the rules. This could make it more appealing to bigger organizations. Furthermore, as Ripple continues to grow its network and show that it can make cross-border transactions faster and cheaper, it may gain more attention from large financial institutions looking for efficient payment options. What's the main reason big businesses and banks might pick Ripple's method when the time comes? When banks want to send money between countries, they use a method called SWIFT. It helps them talk to each other safely and get the money where it needs to go. It's not ideal that big banks like Bank of America and JP Morgan use SWIFT for these international deals. Because the middle banks work in different time zones and have their own systems and procedures, SWIFT can take days or even weeks. It's not just that, though. On top of that, the deals usually involve exchanging money in foreign exchange markets, which makes the process harder and takes longer. Plus, each of the banks in the middle charges a fee for processing, which makes it cost more. Let's look at an example. Let's say someone goes from India to Dubai to work. Not only does it take up to 5 days to give money back to their family, but there are also fees that mean the family might not get the full amount. In general, things aren't going well. Ripple wants to do a lot to make its own blockchain system to replace SWIFT, a system that banks use to send money around the world. Because it works so quickly and efficiently, Ripple's technology is a great option to SWIFT. It can handle up to 15 transactions per second, and each one is finished in 5 seconds or less. Normally, transactions between banks and other countries can take anywhere from 3 days to a week. This is a big improvement. One of the main reasons why Ripple might soon be used instead of SWIFT is this. With a market value of $35 billion, Ripple is the 5th most expensive cryptocurrency in the world right now. This ranking is pretty impressive, and it shows that investors think Ripple has a lot of promise for the future. As people become more interested in Ripple, new buyers keep coming in. The fact that interest is rising shows that people trust the Ripple ecosystem and how it can be used in everyday life. Ripple is getting more popular and being used by more people, which shows that people trust and believe in its technology and usefulness. This growing use could help Ripple continue to grow and become important in the coin space. In this bull market, that could mean that XRP Ripple could go above its previous all-time high. What do you think about that? Do you think XRP Ripple will go up? Will it go above and beyond its previous high point? Please tell me in the comments. This video has now come to an end. Thanks for seeing it. If you liked the content and thought it was useful, please click the like button and leave a comment with your ideas or questions. Most importantly, don't forget to sign up.